And joining me now is Vehbi Baysan, who is an assistant professor at Ibn Haldun University, and Ali Huseyinoglu, who is an assistant professor at Trakya University's Balkan Research Institute in Edirne. Gentlemen, welcome to Straight Talk. It's good to have you on the program. So, Ali, how significant is the reversion of the Hagia Sophia into a mosque, both for the Muslim and the Christian worlds?
This is an iconic monument, especially because now I am in Greece and I can follow the reactions from this part of the agency. I can see that there were quite robust reactions from the very highest political figures, from other politicians of Greek politics, and from some other countries. But Greece was, I think, is one of the most reactive countries all over the world about this change. I think the reason why is that what will happen is a bit ambiguous for many people. How this change will exactly take place. That's the reason why many people they are quite open to show their concern about this holy monument.
Mm-hmm. So, Vehbi, Ali said, I mean, there's this ambiguity, as I understand, among the Greeks. So why is this international outcry since the Hagia Sophia will be reverted into a mosque, but the president said it will be open to all Muslims, non-Muslims, and foreign visitors? So there's not much of a change, but why are they so stressed about it?
Well, it is a symbolic move. First of all, those who are over 60 years old in Turkey, since 1970, opening Hagia Sophia as a mosque or turning back as a mosque was a political, what do you call it, is something that a dream to actualize. And this is what happened now. So that's how it signifies. And on the other hand, in my personal opinion, what makes monumental buildings so valuable is their function. Let's remember in 1453, when Sultan Mehmed II, or known as Fatih Sultan Mehmed, took Istanbul, he converted Hagia Sophia and many monasteries into mosques. I think it's a symbolic act. They were not short in finances or resources to build their own mosques, but this was to protect such valuable buildings and continue their function as well. So in 1934, when it turned into a museum, it was an act for, at that time in 1930s. But now when it's back to for again a place people would worship, again, you don't have to pay money entering, and then you can go in and worship outside or even visit outside prayer times. So it is, I think, it's not being understood very well in the international community. And I think that's why it's ambiguous in their mind. They don't know what happens. First, they said this was a political act, that it's just testing the international reactions. But then, hey, the court decided, and within hours, the president signed the decree. So it just happened. So I think if they sit down and think about it, reassigning its original function as a place for worship, it's not a bad idea.
So, Ali, will this latest decision set a precedent for other iconic monuments or sites across Europe? Do you expect some sort of retaliations from European countries?
In terms of retaliation, I don't think so. That there may be some problems about, for example, restoration of some Ottoman cultural heritage sites, especially across the Balkan Peninsula. For example, there was a kind of opinion given that let's stop some restoration works of some Ottoman cultural site, for example, in Greece. As a kind of reaction, what has been happening regarding Hagia Sophia. Mm-hmm. And in terms of exact retaliation, I don't think so. But this may cause some problems about restoration of mosques or functioning of some mosques in different parts of Europe. And this may also trigger the concept of the growing concept of Islamophobia across Europe.
Yeah, yeah. Vehbi, what kind of an impact do you think this decision will have on Muslims in Europe, which, as we already know, is gripped by a xenophobic environment?
Well, I hope no reaction, because then this further proves that actually there is no respect for people worshiping, and they don't distinguish between politics and, in fact, the religion. If European Union is a Christian camp, a Christian lobbying and disrespecting other faith, then why are you complaining about Hagia Sophia? So it doesn't make sense for universality, or rather in the civilized world. That's what the Greek president said. This was the big blow to the civilized world. I mean, I think they shouldn't make this kind of claims. Look at in Istanbul. I know there are many, where I'm living now, especially in the historic Istanbul, many churches and synagogues had been really very well restored. The restoration process finished, although we don't have this many Christians to go worship there. It's a symbolic act. I think they should be grateful that all these monuments have been protected so far. And there are like Tariye Museum as well as Zeyrek Mosque. And so turning them into mosques, preserve them, and we have unique examples from Eastern Roman Empire this way.
Yes. So Ali, Greece, with which Turkey has strained relations lately, has strongly condemned the decision. Could you talk to us about the religious freedoms in Greece, but especially in Western Thrace, where the Muslims live?
Yes. Looking from the Peace Treaty of Lausanne of 1923, as of this day, because we are closing 100 years of the signing of the Peace Treaty of Lausanne, this is very significant because the Muslim Turks living in Western Thrace, they attained the official status of minority, and their rights, they are under the protection of an international treaty, which is the Lausanne. There are, I mean, looking back 80 years, I can see that, yes, there are some problems. They have already been resolved between the minority and the Greek state, but there are many more that still await getting resolved by Greece, by the Greek state. For example, Muslim Turks living in Western Thrace, they cannot define their own religious leaders.
Yes, the Greek government appoints
people,
them.
Yes,
instead
these people,
of holding
they
elections.
are appointed, by the Greek state. Similarly, with the same token, the members of the Awqaf, which is the religious charitable foundations, which are located in 3 sub-regions of Western Thrace, they cannot be defined as well, even if there's a law there.
Yes.
And from time to time, you can see Islamophobic physical or verbal attacks in different parts of Western Thrace. But
all right.
But just because Muslims in Greece is not just the Muslim Turks in Western Thrace. There are also Muslims in Athens, Thessaloniki, and the Rhodos and Kos Islands in the Dodecanese, which are really close as a region to Turkey. They have different problems. They have some similar problems. But for example, there's a mosque problem in Athens that have not been resolved since 2006. In my opinion, it's much more significant that they don't have even a Muslim cemetery. Can you imagine that in a capital city where around 500,000 Muslims, approximately, I mean, live, and they don't have a single place
cemetery.
for funerals? Yeah, cemetery.
Okay. All right, gentlemen, unfortunately, we're out of time. Thank you very much for joining us on Straight Talk.
Thank you. Thanks.